Okay, so this is roughly a 1 month period. You see where the word wind is. That's where the weather is fair in Texas on like January 30th. It backs out, look how it backs out natural gas. This is the amount of generation in the ERCOT grid. Okay, so when the weather is great, yeah, sure, here's wind backing out natural gas. Well, what happened at 2:15, on February 15th at about 2 a.m., when our lights went out in Austin and stayed off for 45 hours, where's wind and solar? They went to Cancun with Ted Cruz. Not here, gone. What came into the grid? Lots of natural gas. And yet the environmental groups, the climate activists said, oh, it's the natural gas business. They're a problem. They didn't show up. They didn't show up. This graph shows exactly the opposite. Did some gas go missing? Yes, it did. What was the problem? And the lack of coordination between the electric regulators and the natural gas regulators. Some of the pipelines froze. Some of the gas processing plants and pipelines were cut off from the electric grid. Mismanagement. There are a lot of reasons why the blackout failed. But it wasn't because of natural gas. It was because in the years before the blackouts, all the money that was spent on capacity in Texas was spent on weather-dependent renewables. And when it came to crunch time, they left. They were nowhere to be found. And here's the problem. Now, in the next 2 years, the only capacity that will be added in the ERCOT grid is solar and wind. Why? Because of the slide I showed you earlier. This one right here, right? Why would they build anything else? There are 35 gigawatts, 35,000 megawatts of new capacity that will be added to the Texas grid over the next 2 years. 24 gigawatts of solar and 11 gigawatts of wind. Why would an investor build anything else?